Hello.
Hello.
How are you, Emily?
I'm doing swell. How about you, Jamil?
Swell, guys. She is swell. I'm doing great. I'm happy to be here. It is another wonderful Sunday, and we're here to comp some houses, right?
Yup.
So, guys, why do we do this? Why are Emily and I not doing pool parties and having all the fun that we could have on a Sunday? Because we care about you guys and we want you guys to understand the value that you should be able to find in a property. And understanding value, understanding ARV is the basic foundation of wholesaling. You will not succeed at wholesaling if you do not figure out how to comp houses. So, Emily, if you would please share the appraisal rules. Guys, these are the rules that we use when we are comping houses. Why appraisal rules? Well, because the buyers you sell to will ultimately flip those houses. And when they flip those houses, they're going to sell them on the retail market. And those retail buyers will have retail lenders. And those retail lenders will have appraisers, appraisals done on those properties to make sure that they're not over lending on a house. And that is why it is important for you to understand these appraisal rules, because ultimately your buyer cares. And if your buyer cares, you need to care. So, knowing that, when you are comparing two houses, you can only compare two houses that are within plus or minus 200 square feet of each other. Meaning, if your property is 1,000 square feet, your comp needs to be 1,200 square feet or 800 square feet in the range, right? So, it's got to be plus or minus 200 square feet. Now look, if it's a couple hundred, like 250 square feet, I don't care. But once you start comparing houses that are like 400, 500 square feet larger or smaller to your property, you're in the weeds and you're not doing it right. So that's why the rule of thumb is plus or minus 200 square feet. The next thing to keep in mind is you can only compare properties that are of the same type. So ranchers can only be compared to ranchers, 2 stories to other 2 stories, and so on and so forth. How do you know that you've left a subdivision? Well, very likely left a subdivision if you crossed a major road. So don't be a chicken and cross a road. Right? I think. Don't cross the road. If you don't cross the road, then you will not leave the subdivision, and then you'll be in good shape. And it's better to time travel. So I would rather you use an older comp in your subdivision than to leave your subdivision to find a comp that'll justify a crazy number. That's not how it's done. And then, guys, lastly, if you are comparing properties that are different in terms of bedroom, bathroom, pool, no pool, garage, carport, you have to make adjustments. So if your house is a 3-bed, 2-bath, and your comp is a 4-bed, 2-bath, you got to subtract 10K off of your ARV based off that bedroom being worth $10,000, right? So you got to make these adjustments, guys. And then also, if you are siding, backing, or fronting commercial or heavy traffic, you need to make adjustments. If your property value is under 350K, these are the adjustments you make. And then if your property is in a luxury space and if it's over 500K, these are the adjustments you make. But let's get into actually looking at some houses so you can see these rules in the application. We have not too many of you on today, which is fun, but I'm not seeing that all of you have hit the like button. So Emily and I are going to strike until everybody hits the like button. Okay, let's go.
Oh, that was so good. Somebody screenshot that. Alrighty, I got one for you right here in Arizona.
Okay. Let's take it out. Check it out.
4161 North Circula. Oh my gosh. I picked the hardest one. Man. Okay, ready? North. Okay, I'm going to spell it. CIRCULO space MANZANI. Okay.
So it's Circulo Manzanillo.
Perfect. Thank you.
Circulo Manzanillo in Tucson, Arizona. Let's see. You can see my screen?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
We got a 3-bed, 3-bath, 4,200 square footer that is listed for sale by owner at $1,015,000. Our estimate is only $850K. First and foremost, guys, most for sale by owners are living on planet Mars. Obviously, this is way too high. Been on the market for 149 days. Please note what this seller says. Please note, the comps on this are way off. No, they're not. You're off, sir or ma'am. This is a truly custom built home. Well, that's the problem. You are so in your idea of what this house is worth because it was custom built for you that you think that it's going to have some intrinsic value for all the craziness that you put into the house. Well, let me tell you something, bucko. It ain't going to happen, okay? In 2006, this home sold for $860K. And guess what? In 2021, that's all it's going to sell for as well. Nothing has changed because of what? This house is a time capsule. Look at this. It's like if grandma had a mansion, this would be it. Grandma's mansion. Let's see what it's worth.
People are loving Bucko.
Bucko. Well, look at this. Here's a full remodel next to him. Okay, look. And that right here, this is not a cheap kitchen. These are not cheap cabinets, okay? They're a little dated still for my liking, but they're way better than what we've got as our neighbor. And this sold in 2019 for $735. So again, Bucko, you're off, man. You're totally off. And now let's look at this one over here. It sold in 2021. It's 3,000 square feet, but it's got a different kind of a view here. And views definitely have value, but this only sold for $780K. So this person is so off on their valuation of this property. There is not a single $1 million house in this neighborhood. And I imagine there won't be one for some time to come. So my opinion, keep moving. This guy is crazy. Crazy. ARV is about 750 on that thing.
But they crazy.
Okay,
next one is in Florida.
Okay.
39025 Park Drive in Zephyr Hills.
39025 Park Drive in Zephyr Hills. I think you did it right.
Surprisingly, I got that one.
You got it right. Zephyr Hills, Florida. 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,044 square footer. The estimate on this is $181K. Let's check the quick comps first. Here's our subject. Here is a nice chunk of comps. I don't necessarily want to cross 20th Street, though, guys, because 20th is a busy street, okay? And it looks like you might be leaving the subdivision if you cross 20th. So comp number 2 and comp number 5, I'm not going to look at. Number 4 and 1, though, that could be it. Let's check them. Number 4, 195, and it is 300 square feet bigger, so we'd be shy of that. So that would take us to about 170. And then number 1 is also larger, and that sold at 190. Okay, well, at least we have a good understanding of where value could be. This 181's estimate looks like it might be right. Let's get some confirmation on the map. Here's our subject. So you got 196, but again, it's 300 square feet larger. This 294 is not a comp. But is it? Oh, that's the problem. 2,000 square feet. See, check it out, guys. You have to see, I had to read it and get into there. 2,065 square feet of living space. So there's a whole bunch of added square footage here that isn't on the tax record. You can see, look at that whole addition back there. See that? See that white roof? That's the additional 800 square feet that helped give this a 294 value. So we're still at the 180, 190 mark. Anything else here that pushes us any higher? That's 200 square feet bigger. Bigger. Let's see what this dollar per foot is. $178 a foot, and our subject is 1,044. Takes us to about 185, guys. That's where it was. We'll call it there. 185 ARV.
Awesome. I see a couple of you are giving duplexes, but we also need the rents. So if you're gonna want Jamil to comp multifamily, also send the rents, please, so we can help you out with that.
Oh, wait. Check this out. Look at that. We got a 2,030 square footer that sold for 210. So guys, I'm going to update my ARV on the last one. It's going to go to 210.
Awesome. Next one. Ready to move on?
Yep.
Okay. It is, okay. In Florida. 5221 23rd Street West in Bradenton, Florida.
Cool. We got a 4-bed, 2-bath, 2,700 square footer, 5221 23rd Street West, Bradenton, Florida. It's a cute house. Dated though. Dated, but definitely livable condition. Let's see. Here's our subject. Comp number 4, 2, and 3 are viable. So number 2. Oh, what happened?
I think if you swipe with 2 fingers or something, it will change your windows.
Yeah, I see that. There it is. All right. 2,700 square feet is what we're looking for. That's going to be big. It's on a big lot too. We got a 318 here. She sure likes, Jennifer Kenna sure likes putting her face everywhere. Hey, Jennifer. But there's a 318, but that's a couple years old. So let's see if we can do any better than that. I'm trying to break the 3s. I'm trying to look for stuff in the 3s. Not a ton to look at because this is a big house. It's that's the struggle with these houses that are the largest house in the neighborhood. You can only find the house that last sold and then add a small percentage to it. And as you can see here, there's no other 300Ks. There's nothing. Nothing else is sold that's been that big. So this is what we got to do. We're going to go back to this 318,000. Now we know this is from a couple years ago and we are smaller. So we're going to give 10% for the age and another 10% for the size differential. So that's going to add about 60 grand to our total price. And that's going to take us to about 380. That'll call it.
Wonderful. Next one is in Indiana. Address is 945 West 28th Street in Indianapolis. And this is a duplex. Rent is $800.
Each side?
I'm assuming so because that's all the information I got. The person said 3-bed, 2-bath.
Okay, 3-bed, 2-bath, 1,084 square footer that rents out for 800 each side. I'm imagining. If that's incorrect, please correct us.
They confirmed each side.
So a total of 1,600 rent. So based off of rents, guys, I'm going to tell you what it's worth. So it's 1,600 a month gross rent. The ARV on this thing is 96,000, based off of $800 a side in rent. Now, looking at what I'm seeing here, I don't see that that's real. So 800 a side might be very high, but let's look at what these others have sold for. These are all duplexes. Number one is a duplex. Remodel duplex, you know, investor remodel, that sold for $50K. I would check that rent because, again, look at here. We got what looks like a fourplex, and this fourplex sold for $115,000. So here's a duplex. Okay, sold for 95, fully remodeled. So this looks very, very similar to what we have on ours. And look at that. I'm bang on. 96 is what I said. This sold at 95, and it's a fully rehabbed 2-story duplex. So you're right. With a full remodel, this thing could rent out at $800 a side, and that takes the ARV to 95. I was off by 1,000. Crazy.
Freddie is asking, do you ever look at active and pending sales when comping?
Not actives, because actives is just doesn't matter, but pendings, yes. So I will look at pendings, but again, I like to go off of what the closed values are, because that's what appraisers do. But a pending can show you where things are trending. That rhymes.
Alrighty, another one in Florida, 8607 Hips with 2 P's Road in Jacksonville.
8607 Hips Road.
Oh.
What is it? Is it just a piece of land?
I don't know. They didn't say. Mikey, clarify, please.
Maybe it's this thing. 8607 Hips Road.
Yep. That's our address.
4-bed, 2-bath, 1567 square footer that just sold in August of 2021 at 104,000. So this just sold a month ago for 104,000. Let's look at some of these quick comps that we got. Number 1, 2, 4, and 5 are all in the same general area.
Mikey said he wants 120 now.
That this seller is asking 120 now? Okay.
Yes.
Well, let's see what it's worth. It's a 76 build, 1576 square feet. This is built in 1990, so that's not viable. Ours was built in 76, I believe, right? Yep. I mean, I think there's an argument for it to be worth about 250, so 120 is not bad. Yep.
Yep. 203 Sweetwater Cove Boulevard. And that's in Longwood, Florida. At the end of sweet, they put an E. Yeah, water, yeah. But maybe that was a mistake.
I think so. Sweetwater what?
Cove Boulevard.
And where is it?
Longwood.
There it is. All right. 4-bed, 3-bath, 2932 square footer in Longwood, Florida. This is just been sold in August of 2021 for $385K. Now, looking at the quick comps, number 2, 3, 4, and 5 all are viable. And they're all within 380 to 415, very similar to what this traded at. So 1977 built, sits on an acre lot. Let's see what it's worth. So we got a 600 sale here at 3,200 square feet. So that's within a couple hundred square feet. I mean, that sale is ridiculous. It's higher than anything else here. Imagine this, but this is 700 square feet bigger, so that still doesn't mesh with that 600.
Randy said that his comp is 208 North Sweetwater, 5 houses up the road.
Okay. Yeah, that didn't show up for whatever reason. Ooh, but Randy, that's backing water. You're not backing water.
Oh.
See, his comp is north of Wakiva Springs Road, and it backs this piece of water. And if you look, all these houses that back the water have these sales in the 600s. On this side of Wakiva Springs Road, that's not backing the water. You can't use that. That comp's not viable. This 495 is though, and this 500 could be. So I think you're larger than this 495. So I think you can argue a 500 ARV, but I don't think you can argue 6. Sorry. Well, here's a 5 1/4. It's a little smaller. So I think that gets us up. That gets us up to 5 1/4. This gets us up past 565. So you could probably call it even 600, maybe 600. I think 600 could be fair, but you're not gonna get to these values 670, 660. There's value in backing this water that you have to accommodate for. So 600K. That was a fun one.
Randy just sent another comment. He said, IG Connection wants me to help him sell for 550K. LOL.
No. No. Don't even bother.
All righty. Next one is in California.
Okay.
859 North Davidson Avenue and San Bernardino. Original 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom. There is a second unit in the back of subject property. I don't believe it's permitted.
Okay. 3-bed, 1-bath, 680 square footer. You really can't give any value to the ADU in the back because it's not permitted. They could ask you to tear it down at any given moment. This sold for $20,000 back in November of 2020. The Zestimate on it is $354. So whoever bought this stole it. Here's our subject. We've got a quick comp nearby on 932 Paris Street, sold for $370. Doesn't show us the size of these, but all right, let's look. Because ours is small. Here's a 279, also a tiny guy. So that takes us to about 250 on ours, 250. You see anything else that's small? There's a 240, that's 885, but it's original. Yeah, I think it's 260. Let's see what this works out to. 305. $391 a foot. Multiply that by 694. Gets you to 270. I don't know that we break 270, guys. I don't think we do. $270, calling it.
All righty. Next one is in Maryland.
Okay.
1737 Bryan Road. Bryan in Havre de Grace, Maryland. Havre. Yep.
Okay. 1737 Bryan Road, Havre de Grace, Maryland is a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2988 square footer.
They said it has a 2-car garage and it's asking for $300K.
Okay. The Zestimate on it is 552, so looking good already. Let's look at the quick comps. Here we go. Here's our subject. Number 1 and 3 are on the same side of the 95, so number 2 isn't viable, but let's look at number 1 and 3. Number 1 is about 400 square feet larger, but it looks like a newer build, and that sold at 450. Let's look at number 3. Number 3 is an estate-style house, 300 square feet larger, and that sold for 350. So we're in this 450 to 350 range. That doesn't help us much. Let's look closer to our subject. Here's our subject, and look, it's on a big piece. It's a big piece of land. So see, they've just built these big estate style houses over here, you know, and they put them on smaller pieces of land, like, you know, 0.3 acres, while you've got how much land here? 4.4 acres. I don't think you redevelop this. This is not a redevelopment play by any means. This is not a high density area. Yes, you've got some density here. I mean, you've got some density here. Okay, there's density here, there's density here, but it really starts to trickle off once you get past, you know, Gashies Creek. So everything on this side is staying very, very rural. Oh, but you get a few developments over here. It's a little odd. It's an odd pocket. Interesting. Could this be redevelopment land? Such an odd shape. Possibly 4 acres. I mean, maybe you get 5 lots on there. I don't know. He's saying that the guy's asking 300K.
Yeah.
I think I would work that deal all day, because somebody could come in and remodel it and make a $600,000 house there without question. Without question. They would just have to really, really blow this thing up. But this might also be a redevelopment play. Maybe this is, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4 lots. Maybe they take this house here and they subdivide what's here off, and you make a couple lots. You sell those off. And then you remodel this. I don't know. Could very well do that. Be complicated by the size and the shape of this thing, but doable. So I think at 300K, that's a viable deal. I would work that. I would try to bring buyers to this if possible. Tricky part is there's not going to be a lot of investor buyers over here. Do you guys want to know why? Look at all the construction here. It's all new. Everything around here is new construction. There haven't been investors flipping because there's builders building. So it's going to be tough to find a buyer that's going to feel like, yeah, I want to do this, because all you've got evidence of going well are new construction, not renovations of older houses. So is there value at 300? Yes. Could it be worth 600? Yes. Could this possibly be worth 600 plus a couple of free lots? Yes. Is it going to be hard to find a buyer? Yes.
That's a fun one.
Yep.
Awesome. Next one is in Iowa. 407 West 8th Street.
Where?
In Iowa, the city is Muscatine.
Muscatine? Come on, say that 3 times.
I'm good. I'd rather not. I'd rather not embarrass myself.
I'm good. Yeah, I'll pass on that, Jamil. Yeah, no. All right, so here we got a 3-bed, 2-bath, 1894 square footer in Muscatine, Iowa. Muscatine. I can't ask you to do it if I wouldn't, but there you were. This has its estimate as $134,000. Here's our subject, and here's some quick comps. Number 1, 3, and 2 are viable. Number 1 is 143. Number 2 is 155, and number 3 is 161. So we are within square footage of number 2, and that's at 155. So Zestimate's 135. There's a quick comp here that shows 155. What does the map confirm? Let's see. Here's our subject. Again, another big lot. This is a little unnerving, though, being 168 at 2019. So that doesn't really, well, I mean, but it's so big. So you got a 148. It's a 90 build. Damn. Look what you could have bought for $145,000 back in 2019 in Muscatine, Iowa. That's a cute house.
That is cute. I like that little porch. It looks like a little wraparound.
Right? I'd live in that. I'd live in that little house. Look, you could put a little sky up in there. Look at that.
I know.
We have our own little attic room. Oh, a little princess room.
Stop it.
How cute.
That's so fun, that little house.
But look, guys, that sold only for $145, and it's also like significantly larger. So I'm going to call it at $135, just like this estimate.
All righty. Next one is in Ohio. Address is 338 Lockwood Street in Akron.
Cool. 3-bed, 1-bath, 942 square footer.
Hey, Bobby's in here.
Bobby
Hi,
Canode?
Bobby. Yeah, Bobby Canode.
What up, Bobby? This is estimated at 70,000.
Oh, the last one we just comped. She said she said we got it at 69K.
And what did I call it at? 130?
130, yeah.
Yeah, you're in good shape. Go get to work. Go sell that. Come on now, you can do it. Right. So this guy, this one here, comp number one, the quick comps. I love that Zillow's been doing this now. But understand, guys, these are going to be low. Do you want to know why they're going to be low? Because Zillow wants to buy your house. Zillow's not trying to show you all the high comps here. Zillow's just trying to show you a few of them. So you can't rely on this, guys. You can't rely on this. But we've got a 68. We've got a 72, a 69, and a 70. And what's that? A 90. A 90. Ooh, let's look at that. That looks like the same dang house. A 90. Wait, there's more. There's 100. There's 100. So we're at 100 now. That's a little bigger, so we're still at 100. That's it. Calling it 100K.
Calling it. Alrighty, we got another multifamily for you, sir.
Where is it?
In Florida. Address is 712 Lloyd Street. Walton Beach. He said it's a fourplex and rent is $1,100 per unit.
Lloyd Street and where?
Lloyd Street in Fort Walton Beach.
No.
Oh, it's because Lloyd has 2 L's. Oh, that's Pensacola.
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to pull it up. Depends on the type of multifamily. How many? It's a fourplex, you said?
Fourplex.
Sometimes it won't pull up fourplexes. He said it's in Walton Beach?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a fourplex, 2-bed, 1-bath units, 3,574 square foot. And he said they rent for $800 a unit.
$1,100 a unit.
1,100 a unit. Okay. So 4,400 a month gross rents. It brings in 52,800 gross a year. So how I would be valuing this is looking at the gross rents, right? Now that's not, you're not taking out expenses, you're not taking out management, vacancy, none of that crap. We're just going gross rents. Gross rents is like 58,000 or so a year. Okay. So now Fort Walton Beach, Florida, where is that? Where is that? So yeah, that would be in like a 1.5. That's like, I would say mid. It's not low appreciation, low demand. It's not high appreciation, high demand. It's like in the middle. So I'm going to say that, you know, they'd probably want a 1.5% multiple in an area like that. So I would be wanting to contract that at $400K.
Awesome.
Hey guys, make sure you hit that like button. There's around 80 of you in here, but you all haven't liked it. What's next? What up, Tanisha? Good to see all you guys. Samuel, what's up, bro? Samuel's always hanging with us, man. He's dope. Two Hands, what's up, Two Hands? Liz, all the fun, all the Liana, all the homies are here today. Cool. Dario, Randy, what's up, man? What's next?
Next is Dallas, Texas.
Batch leads when you are comping in non-disclosure states like Texas.
9006 Longmont Drive.
$9,006 Longmont in Dallas, Texas. Built in 2018. How likely is this to be a wholesale deal? I'm just saying. Right? This isn't, if you want to know like what this is worth, it's worth what it's listed at, or what it, you know, what something just like it is sold. But this is like a 2018 build. There's no chance this is a wholesale deal. No chance, unless it's still in this condition, in which case we can give them a number. So 2018 build, 43, 46 square footer. It's either finished or homie. But look, even if he ran away, this, whoever did this should be beaten. Look at that.
Can you expand your screens? Oh, there we go. Now we can see it.
I mean, look,
Oh my
there's,
God.
yes. right? Some of the material choices in here, I'd say, are beyond hideous. So if it's in this shape, there's a lot of stuff that we can't give credit for. I mean, you know, that tile, basic. You could.
What happened here?
Look at that wall. Holy jeez. I think, you know, the wrong guy got some money to build a house.
Wow.
That's what I think happened here. Anyways, let's see what should this be bought for? It's got to, if someone's going to finish this thing, you got to rip out all this ugly crap and put some, like, you know, nice stuff in there.
Wait, so they just left it unfinished?
Maybe. Who knows? Let's if you have more information, let us know. But this is listed since May at $895. What's a $2 million house there? Jeez, 1.6 million from 2015. What's that about? There's no other pictures. Wow, that changes some things. You got a $1.6 million sale over here. Dang. Maybe that's the play. You finish it, you rip out all this shit, you finish it, and you sell this thing for $1.6 million. But is there anything else nothing else that's sold like that. Here's a 2020 sale at $1 million. And that's 30. So wait, this looks a little more reasonable. Let's look at the pictures. It's cute, but you know, it's tough with Texas. They being non-disclosure, you don't get to see a lot. What's this active? Here's a 3127 square footer. Let's look at that. What does this look like inside? This is pretty. That's totally, you know, like classically cute. Built in 2007. And what is this? It's active at 819. I don't think there's a deal here. At 895, I don't, because you got that 1.6 and it's suspect to me. So I wouldn't rely on it.
We got some squatting up going on in the comments.
Yeah, guys, make sure you do that. Samuel asked, how would I calculate a 20 single family home portfolio? Would I calculate it the same as a 20 unit apartment complex? No, not at all, Samuel. 20 apartment buildings, 20 unit apartment building and 20 single family houses are going to have completely different maintenance, completely different utility, completely different property management expenses. You couldn't really, and then also in an apartment building, you can only sell as high as you know, the same unit with updates in that same building. You know, your only comp is itself. And when you're doing single family houses, there's no chance that all 20 of them are on the same street. They're going to be all over town. So each of them are going to bring with it inherent value differentials because they're going to be in different pockets of the city. So can you compare them the same? No. They're going to have completely different ARVs, completely different plays. Think again, when you're comparing, the thing that I always keep in mind is like and like. So single families are not like apartments. They can't compare. Single families compare to single families. So how I'd value that is I'd value each single family house and then I'd add them all up. It'd be painstaking. You got to do that very carefully and over time. I watched a guy in Phoenix, Arizona. He bought a 50 unit, 50 single family house bulk package. I competed against him on it. And he beat me, but he overpaid on that contract. And this guy ended up having to come to me while he was still in contract. Because he was in so much trouble, he had $200,000 non-refundable earnest deposit up. While he was in contract, he had to come to me to help him sell some of those units. And he ultimately ended up losing, I think, $500,000 in the entire thing and quit wholesaling. He overpaid. What's next?
Another one in Maryland. We're going to do Liana's because I've been seeing her popping off in the comments.
What up? You know she's Canadian?
Oh, really?
Yep.
Very cool.
All right. Go ahead.
609 Lincoln Street in Cumberland, Maryland.
.609 Lincoln Street, Cumberland, Maryland. We've got, do you know how many beds it is? I'm going to imagine 3 bed, 1.5 bath, 1296 square footer. Just sold in August of 2021 for $140K. The Zestimate on it is $140K also.
She said 4.2.
4.2. Cool. Quick comps near it. They're not very near it. They're all over the place. I don't like them. Let's see what the map shows us. Everything by it.
Oh my God, Jamil, she gave us the wrong address. We just,
yeah.
Here's the correct one.
Okay.
725 Bedford Street in Cumberland.
.3 1426 square foot in Cumberland, sold for $13,700 in 2019. Let's see inside of it. It is a mess. Is there still water in that fish tank? No.
Oh, that looks
fish. Yeah. Get a good night's rest on that. So you got a 3 1426er. Quick comps are close. The number 1 is a 5.3, 100 square feet bigger, and it sold for 106. Number 4 is close as well. That sold at 100. So I see a 55 here. That's dated though. Too big. Okay, here's a 90, an 80. So that, and we're bigger. That pushes us up to about 100K. Dang. There's a 106. That's it. That's where we are. And hold on. Oh, this is us. No, that was the one we looked at.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what this sale is because it doesn't show us. So I'm gonna say that that's a possible comp, but we need more details on it. But otherwise, it's about 105. That comp is suspect to me, Liana. If that's why you accidentally gave that address because you were looking at it and wondering, like, hey, is this viable? I wouldn't take a property down on that based on that comp because I don't know what happened in here. If I could see inside what this house looked like and if it was gorgeous, then the 140 is viable. But based off of what I've got available to me, I'm gonna have to call it 105. Cool. That was fun.
Yeah. We got a lot done in that hour.
Yeah. Sure did. Hope you guys, somebody said check Redfin. Okay, well, let's check Redfin on that address. What was it? Do you know the address?
Yes, I do.
706 Bedford?
725 Bedford.
725. Bedford Street where?
Cumberland.
Ooh, I see 21 photos. Okay. What do we got?
You unshared your screen.
Oh.
That's fine.
That wasn't the comp, was it? Anyways, you check them. Have a good night, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you.